So we're about to choose here between helping Kendrick and refusing to help him. Now he's probably going to die if we select refuse, so we'll be a good guy, add a question mark to that sentence, and help him.
Give him my phone number and tell him it's done. Don't call me. Don't come to work today. I don't want to see or hear from you again.
Because people may make mistakes, but they don't deserve to die as a result
out of
of
my
them.
nice cozy barn,
Unless your mistake is to run into traffic and get hit by a lorry, in which case you're kind of too stupid to live.
At the time, I was trying not to think about what just happened. It was almost too much to take in. I'm probably the most popular police chief in the history of the city, and I have to admit, I've thought about that more than once. Sometimes
Well, I mean, you can be corrupt and, what's the word?
In one of the
popular.
features they wrote about me in the papers, they said it pretty plain. He catches the criminals. Believe me, high praise like that is unheard of.
That is the annoying thing,
Freeburg,
because
especially for a
as
cop.
far as I know, you can't play
and
this
here I am,
100%
the person who catches
legit.
criminals, and I've agreed to help
As
the
a good
mafia,
cop, you have to
or I'll come
be
home
corrupt
to a
in
bag
some way or
stuffed with
another.
my kid's body
Otherwise, you get
parts,
shot.
right
which is
before
kinda
the
weird.
last hammer falls.
Because we make this whole
Hey, remember
deal
that
about
cop
it
who
being
caught
all,
criminals?
you know,
It turns out he was a
I'm
mafia
turning
bitch.
corrupt and all of that, and it's like
And
it's
all
a
for the
choice I'm
sake of a
making, but
greedy,
really it
corrupt
isn't.
cop who should have fled the country years ago. That sound right to you?
So we are off to work on day 5 or day 6, I'm not entirely sure. But we're out here, so Birch Jr. City official wants to demolish my house because of some bureaucratic error. If I don't resolve the problem today, my family is going to have to find another place to live. Can I have the day off? I just don't know if that's real or if he's just making it up, because that sounds like something he would make up. So I'm going to say, no, you cannot stay at home. You will have to come in today. So how our squad set up out here, we'll get the lovely jazz tunes going. It's Frederick Chopin, Nocturne in B major, performed by Swan He. I understand nothing of what that just said. I don't know anything about music, classical music, modern music. It's just all stuff that I don't know anything about. But it is a shift that we have on call today. We have a disorderly conduct call going on at Eddie's Burgers. Every morning there's a piece-soaked bum sleeping at the cafe. The man refuses to go away and growls at anyone who approaches, scaring all the customers. We are going to send Officer Bailey, our new officer, and Officer Grant. They'll go off. City Hall is now offering requests that we can send. So we can send job slot detective, a raise, and a SWAT upgrade. And they will reconsider, or they will consider my requests. That's my current paycheck. Each week you get a paycheck. This week was for $1,200. And we now have a robbery at a Touch of Dionysus, whatever that is, liquor store. A witness looked on from her window while an armed man with a stocking on his head entered a nearby liquor store. We can send 4 officers. We will send Birch and Birch. No, we'll send Birch Jr. because he needs the boost more. And we'll also dispatch a SWAT unit. Do we have any investigations currently ongoing? Archiving? No, we do not. That may come later on. We also have a fight in a residential area. We got 2 hot dog vendors report that he saw 2 Elvis impersonators grappling right there on the sidewalk. They're swearing in Spanish and beating each other with their microphone stands. Presumably that is how the impersonators talk. That's more of a Spanish though, that's not really Mexican. So the disorderly conduct call came in out here. They caught the offender. Officers were unharmed, which gives everyone a little boost out here. Bailey had her first successful call out. Brandy Bailey. That sounds either like a stripper name or a porn name. Those two things are probably the same anyway. What about Grant? That's Janice Grant. Now that sounds like a police officer from New York. So we got a shop has 2 exits. The robbery call, that is. Of which people have already fled. Drive a patrol car right through the front window. This is not Die Hard, so let's not do that. We can sneak up on the back door because that sounds like something the police would do. The stick-up man noticed the police presence and took the cashier hostage. He's holding a gun to the hostage's head, shouting, "Back off or I'll blow this goddamn face off." Meanwhile, the cashier is yelling in an unknown language. That seems like a very bad thing to say. That's racist. Silently take aim at the robber, or you in the mask shut your face and drop the weapon. Let's go for that one. So you can either. So he gets visibly nervous. Do not shoot, please. I just need the money. I'll just take a little bit and go. No one was hurt. I'll let you leave here a bribe, but only if you release the hostage. Shoot the robber. Seems kind of stupid. Or there's 2 ways out of this shop, in cuffs or in a body bag. Now that's the Texan way. Let's not go for that. Yes, he arrested someone. Nobody was hurt. Good news all round. What's this? This is a shooting contest. We'll wait for whoever it is to basically the lowest one. City Hall on a hot day like today. People are going for a swim. Last week people drowned in the beaches of Freiburg and the press was in an uproar. Please send someone to keep an eye on things. Let's send... Okay. Can we actually move them around? No, we can't. Let's just send Grant because she's the lowest rated officer currently available. So we have a robbery down here. An antique necklace was stolen from Bao Liang while she was on the way to the pawn shop. So let's send all my investigators. Get Beasley out here. He's the highest rated one to be lead, and the other 2 will be supporting, not directors. Investigators. We only have 1 officer available, so I will try and hold off as long as possible. In the hope that somebody will return to station beforehand. Actually, they will. There we go. Pretty much everyone. So we'll get Bailey and Officer Robbins. We'll go on to that one. That was a... whatever that was. They escaped. That's bad for Samadhi and Birch. If Birch Jr. they got back out here. So they actually get Samadhi and Birch Jr. They will go out there because they will have one of those things that I talked about in the earlier video. A special event out there. I believe they will get some experience for that. Grant, she's just off duty the whole day, so she can't really do much. I don't know if they will also get a extra rest day out of it. But they didn't catch them. That's unfortunate. Robbery suspect. We've got 3. Yeah, that's the correct way of saying it. New frames. Basically, that's the investigation so far. I'll assume that it's the motorbike coming towards, then snatching the purse. That was pretty easy. So everyone gets 20 experience points for that. And we now have an arrest to make. I will wait out here now and send Vandal and Birch to that call. Meanwhile, we will wait and see if anyone actually clears himself just before time runs out. 3, 2, 1, yep. So we will get Stovall and Robbins on a vandalism call where a guard went out for a smoke and saw a teenager writing obscenities on the wall of the building. I chased a brat up a tree. You can take it from here. That's what the police do. Okay, so they won the shooting contest. They got a bonus, and they'll be taking the rest of the day off. Seems kind of wrong, but apparently I can't argue anything to them. See, that's what I talked about. The Papers, Please style gate closing. Robbery report. Offender caught, and everyone gets a little extra bonus. We were able to arrest all of the suspects. And now everyone is driving home, I think. Unless someone is on a scene somewhere. I got something flashing over here. Vandalism report. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. They get a bonus. Close it down. End the day. Looks like tomorrow is going to be a long day. More like the first of a lot of long days. There's just too much going on. Now, who was it that we sent away on that thing? It was Samadhi. You'll get to work tomorrow, as will Birch. Everyone else gets to take a day off because they've done well. But they just went and skived off after doing their little thing. I'm not having that. The car still really don't want to start the first time round.
Mr. Boyd, there was a man here earlier. He left you this.
Okay.
What man? Who let him on this floor?
I don't know. I've never seen him before. I asked
So you're
him his
telling
name,
me
but he
that
just
someone can
ignored
walk
me.
into a
He was
police
talking on a
station,
big telephone, you
leave
know, one of
something
those
at the
portables.
chief's
He
desk
gave
without
me this
anyone asking
envelope when he
questions?
left.
Damn. Okay,
That
let's
kind of
see
seems
about
wrong,
this.
if you ask me. Maybe anyone, you know, a police officer maybe, you would imagine they would be in this building, would have done something about it.
Of course, they could have shot them the second they took the photo. But I knew Kendrick and his family were all right. Either way, the message was not that they got out. It meant that I was in. My servitude to the Mafia had begun. I'd only been in my new position 5 seconds, and I already knew why Kendrick called it a contract. You sound doomed if you call it what it is. A curse.
That's true, and like most contract, it's going to be
Good
really
morning, Jack.
awkward for you to get
I
out
believe
of
you
it.
just received my message.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget some people don't recognize my voice. But I assure you, Jack, if I was sitting right there in front of you, you'd have no trouble recognizing me. Like I was a member of your family. Even better than a wife, perhaps. A wife can betray you. No man is immune.
I don't talk to people who don't tell me their names.
Oh, Jack, don't be so childish. You're too old to run away from strangers. Yes, we both are. And in our old age, friendship becomes rare and all the more precious. But of course, we must work with new people and find out new names. So if you insist, Jack, let us formally meet. Hello, Jack Boyd. I'm Christopher Sand.
Wonderful,
I feel like this is
Mr.
kind of
Sand.
pointless because I was
And
not
what is
really
it you
given a
do for a
chance to
living?
object
Oh, you'll
or
soon
take it in
find
any
out
other
all about
direction.
that.
But fine, we'll
Well,
go for it.
You'll
Go
learn
with it
much
for
more
now.
than a simple policeman could ever expect. You're a simple policeman no longer, Jack. Don't turn
I don't
off
think
your
he was a
phone.
simple policeman for a
Start
while. I mean, he
today.
was, you know, chief of police. That's kind of not a simple policeman's job. That's a not simple policeman.
8 in 10. It's been my go-to principle since my first day on the job. I've got to let my colleagues hush up what they need to, 2 out of 10 times, so that they'll help me with the remaining 8. 80 out of 100,
That seems like a
800
fair
out
deal.
of 1,000. I'm proud of
Really?
those statistics. It's not so bad
People are
for
not
Freebird,
perfect.
right?
You got to cut them
But
some
now I
slack, and
just
they'll be able to
officially
cover your
became a
back when you
mafia
need it.
whore. I'm supposed
Who's
to be
perfect
fearing
in this
for my
world, right?
life, for the lives of my wife and children. But the only thing I can think, what's going to happen to 8 and 10?
Well, I mean, you're really looking at 180 days left. So this is our roster for the day. Everyone has met in. We've got our highly qualified person here. And everyone else apart from Samadi and Birch is fully rested and ready to take on patrol duties for today. We'll get our classical tune going. Performed by Swan He. Tune in motion. So Quan Jin Lin or whatever turned out to be a member of a gang known as the Red Masks. He could help you take down the gang if you make him an informant. That sounds like something we want to do. So we have the gang members here. All of them. We know 3 of them. We know this fella here we arrested. This is the next one we can investigate. Ning He. We will assign Mole as lead and Armstrong and DeBrito. So request, let's see out here. We now get a raise, 10%. We can hire 1 more detective. Yep, fuck off. We can now improve our SWAT team. We can make them work 2 times a day, which is probably the most useful right now. We can hire 1 more police officer, so let's go right ahead and do that. So we've got Charles Cecil, we've got Chantel Middleton, Albert Daniel, Edward Vasiliev and Marcus Kroos. Let's hire. He looks like a priest. Anyway, let's hire whatever his name is for B shift. We can always shift them around. Usually end up having to move them around anyway, but let's hire the returner for B shift as well. That's fine. Let's see out here. They got a full row. They got a full row, so that won't upset anything. Same with the investigators. That's fine. Fail my black cops. Yeah, they're not going to be happy about that. But we have a couple of days to do that. Take down the gang. which is this one here. We are investigating it. They need to get started on it. They're driving away there. Attempt at murder at the Sugar Dream confectionery factory. A young employee at the factory got into a fight with a manager and is trying to push him into a vat of boiling chocolate. That does not sound pleasant at all. Let's get Kochi and Asano on that call. Receiving stolen property investigation has commenced. Now we have 3 investigators on it. Hopefully they will turn up results in time. And hopefully the consequences for not firing the black police officers won't be too severe. You have to keep in mind it's not just fire the ones you have, but also not hiring any new ones until it expired. So the attempt at murder, the offender was caught, officers were unharmed. Presumably people were a bit hurt, so we can't get one for that, but it doesn't matter. We also have a carjacking. Parking lot attendant Dylan Burns reports seeing a teenager walking between cars, trying handles in hopes of finding an unlocked vehicle. Before the attendant could approach him, the teenager found an unlocked door and shut himself inside. A few seconds later, the teen drove shrieking from the parking lot. Greatly exceeding the speed limit, he fled towards the suburbs. So it sounds like we may have ourselves a pursuit situation going on. Let's get Tsubaki and Samedi on this hot call. Meanwhile, I'll get a drink, because otherwise my throat will go away. So they are nearing the crime scene over here somewhere. I don't know why they couldn't take that on the way back. We could just send another unit to pick up the prisoner, but anyway. So we have to determine our next course of action out here. They've located the vehicle. So should we catch up with the vehicle and open fire? Again, this is not James Bond. Kind of excessive. Overtake the criminal and attempt to take him into custody, or overtake the offender and block the road. That sounds dangerous for our officers, so let's overtake and attempt to take him into custody. And it worked. So we have 2 arrests. We now have a hostage situation. A young child was holding him against his will. They won't let me go outside. They torture me and bully me. I don't think I can keep going. I want to go outside and see Pete. Now, I know what this call is all about, and if this last bit here wouldn't just, upset the rest of the tone, I'd go with the fact that it's a real call. But let's just dispatch Officer Price, because it is in fact that is intentionally a false alarm, false report. Although again, it's a kid, so you can't really do anything other than tell the parents to actually pay attention to their kid. Ooh. We now have another call out from the Rubinovich Casino. We've received a call from an angry casino patron. He claims that one of the casino girls was hanging around his table, lifted his wallet, which was carrying a couple of $1,000 in cash and several credit cards. Casino security shoved him outside, saying that he was drunk, but the man isn't giving up so easily. Now, this could result in some sort of physical altercation, so we should dispatch one of our officers, get Tsubaki and Samedi, just to try and boost their situation. So we now got another call from Christopher Sand. Jack, we're dealing with a moron who refuses to repay his debts. Says that the police will protect him. I think it's time we show him whose side the police are on. Well, we are on our own side, so we can send out this washed up copper. At least he'll do that one well. Does he false alarm? Joseph Lowry's mother wouldn't let him go out and play until he ate his broccoli. Now that is cruel and unusual punishment, so I don't blame him. So our Birch bloke here, he will be arriving on scene in a moment. And he will deal with whatever the mafia wanted.
911.
Theft investigated, offender called, officers unharmed. Everyone's happy. No, that was the different call out. That was the robbery, wasn't it? We then have an assault with a deadly weapon. A parking lot exit, a security guard stopped a suspicious looking van and asked to check the driver's membership card. The female driver reached casually into the glove compartment, then pulled out a gun and opened fire. Casually as you do, let's get our finest non-supervised officers and Price on the call. I mean, you could turn those officers out here into something decent, but I'm trying as best as I can to actually get some use out of these people. But it's kind of difficult. We've got Asano, Samadhi, Austin, all of those. They're doing fine. I mean, Sue Barkey's escalated out. So a police cruiser has caught up with the suspect's van. Use a bullhorn to order the van to stop. Shoot out the tyres or try and run the van off the road. Obviously, I'm going to ram it off the road. The van takes a sharp turn and crashes through the window of a sex shop. As you do. A woman exits the vehicle, grabs a shop attendant and pulls a gun to her head. Throw a rubber sex doll at the assailant. I really don't know what you sort of want to achieve with that. Seems kind of stupid. Shoot this criminal in the head. Pretty easy to shoot the suspect in the head and let go of that man right now. Hopefully we didn't die. We didn't die. Officers were unharmed and civilians were unharmed apart from the PTSD they got. I'm pretty sure Floridor is a huge help right here because he is massively good. He's Jin sounds Belgian or something like that. We let Belgians work in this police force. So we've now got 3 new frames from our investigation here. Receiving stolen property. Let's open up the investigation and see what we have. We have this out here, which is... Let's actually use the clues. Ning He is a faithful assistant. What? Okay, so it's Ning. He is the faithful assistant to Yin Yang. Oh, that's funny, isn't it? A founding member of the gang. He's entrusted with the most serious jobs. Necklace. Ning. He keeps his most durable prices at home while he arranges their sale. He then brings them to the Wise Dragon restaurant on the day before he's planning to make the deal. The gang must have had an immediate buyer for the necklace, so Ning He... What? I'm confused now. Anyway, brought it to the restaurant at the same night it was stolen. Then restaurant. Usually the restaurant is open around the clock, but it was closed that night before... What? Is it just me or is that sentence structure wrong and I'm the one pointing that out? But it was closed that night before... It was closed the night before because an important deal was going down. I'm assuming that's what they meant to say. Or Ning He has a key to the restaurant. Repository valuables are kept in a... Terribly sorry. That was a sneeze. Valuables are kept in a safe under the bar. So he probably walked in. They probably did that. Oh! Pound, 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 pound. I got it right. Chinese immigrant hasn't officially worked anywhere in the past 10 years. So we can close that down. We now have a bust here for Officer Mole, and we will assign 2 of our finest officers, Sue Barkey and Asano, to go and arrest out here. We are sending to the suburbs, became the owner of the house. So it doesn't sound like a particularly hardcore call. We don't want to send SWAT out, even though it's late. We could have done that, really. We got 2 goes with them a day now. But they are responding, turning right, and arriving on scene in a moment. And they got the suspect. Nobody died. It's a happy day. We can close down that report. We arrested all the suspects, and we could start that investigation now, but there's not really any point because we are at the end of the day and the sun's coming in, so I'll just have to pull a curtain or 2. because now I can see my screen again. Now this is where we have to make a decision, because we might actually need Mole at work tomorrow, because we have that whole investigation thing going on. And Samadhi, he's not feeling too good, but they're otherwise fully staffed, and we have 2 people from A. I don't want to assign anyone to work tomorrow, perhaps, other than Asano. Again, out here, you kind of wear them down a bit, but you also build up experience for them a lot quicker than you would otherwise do. Racist gangs run wild in the city. And la-di-da-di-da, we just get moving. His car still won't start properly. He should take that to the garage.
The people of Freeburg have built up a tolerance for the petty horrors of modern life. You'll never see crowds gathering around a beaten passerby. Folks rarely even slow to gawk at a car accident. And street theft doesn't turn heads anymore.
Sounds
Been a
like
long
New
time
York
since
in the
people got
80s,
worked
really.
up about stuff like that. So when I ran into a
Or
troubled
Detroit
crowd
now,
on the way
for
to
all
work,
I know.
I knew there was something serious going on.
A gang
Something bad enough to
bang.
knock these people out of their daily rhythm.
That
We're
would
talking
knock you out
about
of your
people
daily
who
rhythm,
would
I would
step
imagine.
over a corpse if it was blocking the door to the coffee shop. But apparently all it takes is a bunch of leaflets, or spreading broken glass across Main Street, or releasing a couple of 100 rats in the ice arena.
That would,
The
to
mysterious
be fair,
figure
that would
taking
get your attention.
responsibility for these strange acts goes
Just
by
a
the
couple of
alias
100 rats, you know.
Robespierre. Nobody knows who he is, what he wants, or what all this adds up to, from the buckets of lard spread on the sidewalk
Okay,
to the
that's
front
kinda
door of
funny.
City Hall covered with ostrich feathers.
I like that one too.
But this strange cross between childhood pranks and cheap theatrics has got the people all worked
Well, that's
up.
kind of like the best
Everyone
thing, though.
understands
It's
when
not
some
harmful.
Freeburg crook
Well, apart from the
satisfies
rats,
the
that's pretty
basic
harmful,
human
but
need to rob and
the rest
kill.
is just, you know,
But
good
when
fun.
someone steals a lion from the local zoo
Okay,
and locks him in a
that's
cell
also an
below
already
the
childish
courthouse,
prank and just sort
the
of
people start asking
terrifying.
questions.
I think
Myself,
logically,
I kind of like
probably
this
the right time to do that.
Robespierre. It's not just the pranks he's pulling or his green bull's head emblem. I just like his funny nickname. Robespierre? Really? Who does that make me? The Marquis de Lantenac?
I have a feeling I'm missing some
In
sort
the old
of
books about
reference
revolutions,
or
I fancy
French
myself
joke
the old
there.
gunner.
I just
who's
don't
off
know.
to war with a bag
I don't know.
of
If
damp
you know that
powder.
joke, please explain
Or
it in the
maybe
comments down below.
innkeeper who
I'll
tops
be
up the
greatly
beer kegs
appreciative
with
of it,
mop water.
as I'm sure many other people would.
It's something to think about.
So can we get back to doing police work now? Or are we looking at this bull? So we got a new deputy today. That's Martin Stett. With 2 T's. So Birch, my dog, died yesterday and I'm just terribly depressed. No. Today my daughter is opening an art exhibition in an elite gallery in a nearby city. Can I have the day off? Whew, that's actually a tempting question, because, yeah, come in tomorrow though. I was taking out the trash last night and accidentally got into some poison ivy. This morning I noticed my feet were blistered. It doesn't look like anything serious, but I'd like to see the doctor just in case. No, you can't. I forgot. Fuck off. Why do you all not want to work today? Jesus Christ. If I gave everyone a day off just because they stopped their toe, let's listen to something else. Not anything by John Sangster. Don't like the fella. Let's listen Bud Meets Bob by Bud Freeman. Just a more chipper and cheerful song. So, anything for us to deal with? Hit me with the best. Yes, we do. Investigations, gangs. Let's not forget about this. Unlike I did. Oh, okay, so our lead investigator will be Mole, and I'll assign everyone else onto the case. Off we go. We have theft from the Bigfoot Athletic Shoe Shop. A shoe store clerk. Oh, that's a easy tiger. A shoe store clerk reports that 2 teenagers found the most expensive sneakers on display and tried them on, and then, without paying, ran out of the shop wearing the new shoes. They probably just need new shoes, but we'll send out Bill Bailey here and Grant, and they will hopefully apprehend the suspects. What is it? Brandy Bailey, yeah. Oh, that's the exotic dancer that we have working for us. I forgot about her. Meanwhile, let's enjoy the smooth jazz. Investigation has started. This all looks familiar to the last one, but it probably isn't. We have an attempt at murder now. Okay, let's deal with the theft first. The teens are standing around smoking not far from the store, admiring their new shoes. As you would do when you steal them, wouldn't you? Our responses can be, hey, mind if I take a cigarette? That seems kind of, you know, cocky. Try and grab one of the boys, or time to return those shoes? Let's say time to return those shoes. See, the woman patrol did a good job. We have an attempt at murder. A man returned from work. Would you not put home? Man returned home because that's where he is now. Anyway, returned home from work earlier than usual and found his young wife in bed with her lover. The maid called the police when she saw the husband taking a hunting rifle from the wall cabinet. I mean, castle law and all that, right? That's what taught me out here. But on a serious note, we should probably get a couple of police officers down there. You know, the whole hunting rifle and other people and things, because he was probably let in by the wife. We can't do that now. We only have this. We have our deputy, who can send police staff to police academy, have a BBQ for an informal outdoor party. Presumably that will restore their stamina, whatever we want to call that. Then we have hire a snitch and buy names and buy silence. Presumably that's later game stuff which I don't know anything about. Okay. Municipal assignment from City Hall. Today in Freeburg we're hosting the... So the game decided to minimize itself, so that's weird. But from City Hall, today in Freeburg we're hosting the premiere of Back to the Future. The film's distributors have asked the city for an officer to stand at the door and ensure that visitors don't bring their handheld cameras into the theatre. Let's assign our Robins. He can go and stand there. Now we do only have one person available, that's Stovall. He's our... Okay, we now have 3. Happy situation. Attempt at murder. Offender called, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. We now have an assault at the Freeburg Elementary School. A young father, deprived of his parental rights, tried to pick up his daughter from school. When he wasn't allowed access, he attacked the teacher, knocked her to the ground and started kicking her. That's a bit excessive. Let's dispatch... Oh, Christ. Let's hold off with that until someone perhaps returns. That will be better suited for going out there. Because I don't want to take up 2 additional units out here. Here we go now. So we can send Stovall, Asano and Birch. No. And assign Samadhi. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We have out here, we have this fella here with la-di-da-di-da. We need to assign 3 officers out here, but this... We have something going down today at the engineering plant and... at 2209. We wouldn't want any policemen crashing the party. I think 4,000 should be enough for such a request. We'll just hold off out here and see if anyone will return to station before we send anyone out here, because I'm kind of... See, that's why we hold off. I don't know about Robbins, he might be out for the day. But let's wait out here and see. Assault report. Offender called, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Happy days. Okay, that one will expire first. And I don't think they will actually get back in time. Let's assign Butch, Grant and Van Dahl. And then shit, Bailey will just have to handle this call herself. But she's a tough policewoman who also does exotic dancing at night. So she will be fine. Hopefully. You can always request assistance and we'll just send any officers that may be back. Such as Sunj Ulrich Bieber. So we helped Ulrich Bieber, and to thank us he gave us Gennaro Crepso album. The master, true Vandal, prefers clam, so he was really sad. At the bar by the time the shift ended. Why wasn't Birch do that though? So we got a bit of extra dosh from that, that's always good. So we now responded to the scene of the disorderly conduct. All the lights are on when police arrive. The museum caretaker explains that he's only had the job a couple of weeks and he's worried that he's going to be fired over this foolishness. The police calm him down and he points out the bathroom stall that the artist locked himself inside. Break down the door. Sounds like a good way to get stabby business. We don't want to do that. Enter the adjoining stall. Also sounds like a good way of getting stabby because he could just rush out and into our stall and stabby and that's not good. So come out with your hands above your head. A terrified and tearful young man holding a knife insists that he's engaged in some kind of performance art and that no one understands him. He refuses to surrender and is threatening to stab himself. So don't worry, you're not in any trouble, we just want to talk. Tell me more about your work and try and grab the knife. Let's try and reason with him. Hopefully she won't die. Yes! Our stripper cop didn't die. Always a good day when that happens. Doesn't happen, I should say. But it's getting late out here. We don't have any officers. No, I'm looking my duty roster out here. Everyone's busy on some call somewhere. All of them, and some of them went home. And that. No, we don't have anyone available out there. No, I'm sorry. Oh, we got a report. Oh, Christ. Yeah, this was on me. My mouse went over on my second. Oh, Christ, okay. Sale of stolen goods. We now have 3 new frames, which is man walking. So let's try and read what it says before we look at that down here. Seller Yin Yang always handles the big deals personally. Chinese businessman Bo Su secretly arrived in Freiburg last week. He's convinced that the necklace was stolen from his family back in the 17th century. Kind of think, you know, the limit of statute. What's that? The expiration date for crime. Would not cover that. Yin Yang typically pretends to be a regular restaurant visitor and tells the buyer in advance which table to find him at. Bo Su prefers to travel without a bodyguard or driver so as to not attract too much attention. Yin Yang always insists on full payment up front and never deals in cash. Now, I don't know if these actually... Okay, they did work. Literally was just guessing there. So everyone was happy. We got a boost in our stats out here. So what we have out here, we can do a bust now. Let's do a bust with Grant and Asano plus a SWAT team. Again, trying to give them all a bit of a boost. So theft, yeah, no surprise. Thank you. Yeah, we got another 4,000. And we have to undergo a psychological test. Jack, you must have seen the newspaper, a story about Thomas Blaine, the retired cop who went schizophrenic. You don't just go schizophrenic. That's not how that works. Anyway, and shot a pregnant woman. To ensure his tragedy doesn't repeat itself, we decided to consult a psychological testing. No, we decided to conduct psychological testing for all the cops over 50 years of age. That includes you, me, Jack, wrong name but fine. Tomorrow morning, Dr. Eleonora Waterbury. Dr. Eleonora Waterbury is waiting for you in her office. Don't be late. Well, she's not the boss of me, so she can suck my dick. They have arrived on scene over here. Sale of stolen goods. We caught the suspect. We were able to arrest all of the suspects. And we can now eliminate the gang because we are badass motherfucking policemen. And women. We destroyed the gang. Yes, we did. We got an extra bonus. Take. And they're all happy down at City Hall. And we are good and happy. Let's end the day and have a party. Actually, beforehand, let's see. We don't need, I think, to assign anyone. Okay. B shift's a bit heavy right about now. Yeah, B shift is heavy as fuck. So we need to move someone over, which we can't do today. We can only do that tomorrow.